Unbelievable. I mean, seriously, what are they actually working toward with Takeshita here? Do they want to build him up as a high caliber worker or not? Because having the evil heel manager win his matches for him does nothing except turn the heat on the heel manager, who is not supposed to be the focus. Awfully boring action that tries and fails to replicate some form of high spots anarchic feel by being unnecessarily violent without any enjoyment being parsed from it. Typically Jericho shit. Worse than their DDT match because they redid some key moments of that already bad match, but much worse and without any considerable weight behind them. Also, Jericho, sell something once in a while. React to the hard strikes that Takeshita throws at you maybe. These two went to another level for this one as TV matches go. The top rope Blue Thunder Bomb was ugly and beautiful. Watching Jericho and Sting take so many big bumps on one show had me cringing at points. Finish was a little imperfect, but Callis is still finding ways to get strong heat with the choices he and his stable members make to win matches. The screwdriver is so nasty, I love it. And I will never be one to badmouth what Don Callis does inside AEW. I think he's been a phenomenal heel, and who the hell is anyone else to say that the heat should not be on Don Callis? He can take it. He can transfer it. He is a professional asshole at this point. And I think it's brilliant. I don't think people hate anyone that stands around him. He is effortlessly able to transfer his heat onto anybody else. And I think it's really good for Takeshita to have a mouthpiece. I don't think who the fuck is going to argue that Takeshita doesn't need a mouthpiece at this point? Like, seriously. I mean, I guess he could come out and cut all of his promos in his native language and maybe that would work out or whatever, but I don't think Don Callis is hurting him one bit. I've seen a lot of negative reviews around this match, also citing that the screwdriver finish somehow hurt Takeshita. Like he needed Don Callis to hit Jericho with the screwdriver to win. Jericho's too strong. I didn't read that. At all. They've done nothing but put Takeshita over as a top threat. I mean, they had him beat Darby in the first Dynamite of the year. And he's been seen as nothing but dominant. For fuck's sake, he's the goddamn alpha. I don't see that at all. I don't think that hurt him here. The thing is, with a guy like Takeshita, who is so amazing in the ring, in every way, shape, and form. Top rope spots, he's got them. Power moves, he's got them. You want striking, he can strike. Agility, speed, strength. He ticks all of the boxes. He is a damn near flawless professional wrestler. So it's going to be very easy for him to turn face. In fact, he did within weeks of his debut. He was over with the audience. They were backing everything he was doing. So it took a guy like Don Callis to take Takeshita and make him such an amazing heel right now. And I think he's got to stay there. He's got, like, the finish of this, the screwdriver thing, that's to make sure that he stays a heel, not to make sure that Jericho is protected. I really did not feel like Jericho was being overly protected here. He took some nasty, nasty bumps. Jericho worked his ass off on this match. As far as the claims that he wasn't selling, I didn't see that. Oh, look, a good Chris Jericho match is getting bad ratings simply because it's a Chris Jericho match. This match was pretty good. Had some gnarly moments that still made Takeshita look like the killer he is. Dude is super strong. Could have done without the Callis interference, but still a solid match. And yeah, I think that's absolutely what it is. It's really just people dissing on Jericho. And look, I've said it in the past, I don't enjoy everything that Jericho does on TV. But it is really disingenuous to sit here and shit talk his matches, especially when he puts in the effort. Like, clearly it was here. If you debate that, go watch it again, and you will see that Jericho gives a very good performance here. Have there been better Takeshita matches? Yeah. Have there been better Jericho matches? Well, probably about 1,000, but that's because his career has been 100 years long. Nothing against him. It's amazing that he's been going for as long as he has and that he's had so many barn burners. This isn't one of them. It's a match on TV. What would I give this match? Oh, God, I got to drop a 3 on it. For the amount of cool spots that were going down and hard-hitting action, I couldn't give it any more than a 3, but I wouldn't give it less than that. I'm just glad that Sting is having fun in his last month at AEW as a wrestler. Hopefully this stint as transitional tag champions can help get the division back on track. I didn't hate the Starks Big Bill run, but they also weren't really given much to work with in my opinion, and they weren't even a real tag team. That Boss Man Slam Darby took on the outside was absolutely nasty. I swear he's trying to retire before Sting. I usually don't complain about believability in pro wrestling, but Darby hitting that code red on a man that is twice as big as him is honestly ridiculous. Pacing was amazing. The physicality was perfect. Making it a tornado tag was the best route to go. From start to finish, I was glued to my television. The Bucks coming out at the end and absolutely murdering Sting and Darby was the cherry on top. Love Sting and appreciate his commitment at his age. Sting and Darby Allin bring a unique dynamic to the tag team, combining Sting's legendary experience and presence with Darby Allin's high-flying and fearless style. Their collaboration could create an intriguing and effective partnership in the ring. And it has. I'm recording this. This is hitting YouTube, and we are about to see the last match, or you're watching this after you've seen the last match, and the run is over, everybody. We've had it, and this was the last match that Sting and Darby would have on TV, and what a great match. This is maybe their most memorable tag match that they've had on TV, although all of them are great. This match was filled with the stuff that we've come to know from Darby and Sting, with them pushing each other to more insane spots. Sting jumping off from the crowd, off of the balcony, onto everybody. Darby doing his typical insane stunts and suicide dives. And then at the end, the Young Bucks come out and lay a savage beatdown on Sting and Darby after a very short celebration after winning the tag belts, the only title that Sting will have ever held in AEW. When I first talked about this match on this channel, I was saying that the beatdown from the Young Bucks and the bloodstained suits would be absolutely iconic, and a couple of people down in the comments did have the balls to argue with me on that. Guess who was right, motherfucker? I still cannot believe how great Sting's AEW run has been. Watching back in WCW, he was hit or miss at best, and the same can be said at TNA. His WWE run is something I'd rather forget. You and me both. When he came in, I thought he was an overrated, washed-up old man who couldn't take a bump anymore, and I groaned when he was paired with one of my favorite guys, Darby Allin. Well, I'm always glad to be wrong if something turns out awesome, and Sting's AEW run has been nothing but. Look no farther than Sting at 64 years old, diving off a balcony onto his opponents. It helps, of course, that he's limited himself to tag matches and paired up with one of the best in the world today, but Sting has held his own at every turn. Big Bill and especially Starks did really well for that part, and I expected them even to retain with some Buck chicanery, but that was saved for the post-match segment. The match was a blast, super fun, and while I'm not sure about putting the tag belts on a guy about to retire, so far it's been a great ride. And yeah, I'm going to reserve my thoughts on how the tag belts have turned out here. I've said a lot about that on this channel. But just looking at this match as a whole, the whole thing, I got to consider the whole thing. The match itself and the segment after. This is one of those rare cases, man, where a TV match is just that good. I'm never forgetting this, like ever. And I got to go with a 5. A 5 doesn't seem like enough. It really doesn't. We're going to a 6. I absolutely am going to a 6. I'm going to not go to a 7, but this thing's phenomenal. I'm sure on my scale, you know, on the Hartgrave scale, it's a 5-star scale, but we can go as high as we want. The pay-per-view match, I'm just calling it right now, is going to be like a 7 or an 8. I don't even literally think I have 8 H's to put on the screen, but it might be one of those, because I know the Bucks are going to do everything they possibly can to make it memorable, and that's what they did this night, and I thought that was amazing. But that's what I think. I want to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments below. I'm sure we are going to talk about the pay-per-view match as well down there, because we're so close to that when I'm posting this. And keep digging.
Stop what you're doing, baby, and follow Mr. Hargrave from parts unknown, if you will, baby.
I've seen the demon's face.
Mark joined one half of private party, say what up to the grave diggers, and keep doing your thing.
On my knees in praise of the horrible things that took her away.
Watch another video or be cursed.